Hello, welcome to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and local partner Sprocket Innovation in Paducah and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. Welcome back to episode 184 of 10 at 10. And this week we are looking at the news. So let's just dive into it and take a look at some of the stories. And I'll give the reminder that I do each week, or each time we talk about the news, is that these may not be the most important stories, but the goal is to share some stories that can help you, your family, and your organization stay a little bit safer in cyberspace. So just want to point out, cyber insurance claims hit a record high in North America. One report, this is Marsh, insurance broker Marsh, reported that 21% of their clients reported a cyber event in 2023. That's an increase, slight increase, but it's an increase from the previous year. But let me break it down a different way. 1 in 5 people, 1 in 5 organizations are reporting a cyber incident to their insurance companies. That's a lot. That's a lot. So, we always say that it's not if, but when. And 1 in 5 had an incident this year. There was a, cyber extortion, the big headline that you see there hits record levels. And I've been talking about this, and I want to reiterate what it says here. That they're trying to figure out that this was, first of all, a significant 2023 was a significant rise over 2022. Why is that? One potential factor is that people have been getting hit with ransomware, and finally people are coming around to not paying because we can restore from backups and this, that, and the other, and it works. The problem is that now the extortion is starting to look a little bit different. And if you don't pay, let me back up. Let me take a step back. The bad guys stealing data first. They're exfiltrating data first. Then they're hitting you with ransomware. So if you don't pay, not only do you not decrypt your software or your hard drives, which is fine, you can restore from backup, but that data is being released. So now they're holding your data hostage in addition to holding your hard drives ransom. And so companies are learning that if they don't pay the ransom, that these bad guys are releasing their data. What data, you may not know until it happens. And so that's a problem. And that's something that's the next step that the good guys have to catch up to the bad guys. But those are a few of the trends and something that you definitely want to keep in mind. CISA warns of phone scammers impersonating its employees. And I show this now. I don't know that some of you, I know some folks at CISA, and some of you probably do too, but by and large, you're probably not going to get a phone call from CISA. If you're just Joe Citizen, CISA's probably not going to call you. And if the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency called you, you probably wouldn't know who they were anyway. But I use this as a point that there are bad guys that are trying to call and impersonate people every day, all the time. You just have to be careful. No, the red flags. There's no unsolicited phone calls that claim to be from CISA. Callers requesting personal information such as passwords, social security numbers, financial information should be a red flag. They don't do that. Callers demanding payment or transfer of money to protect your account. They don't do that. Callers creating a sense of urgency or pressuring you to take immediate action. They're not going to do that. But, this is talking about CISA. Same thing happens with people impersonating your bank or the IRS or other organizations. That's not the way they operate. I tell people all the time, if somebody's calling, doesn't sound right, just hang up. If it's real, then they're going to try to contact you a different way, a more traditional method. I heard of a story the other day where somebody called a phone number that popped up on their screen, and they said, "Oh, you should call the Justice Department. Here, use this phone number." Well, don't use a phone number given from the scammers. If you're going to try to verify it truly using a different method, a different factor. We always talk about two-factor, using that second way of verifying that has nothing to do with the first. So if you think the IRS is or CISA is calling and telling you to do something, well, call the IRS, call somebody there, or if they're portraying to be your bank, well, call your bank, but use the number on the back of your debit card or the phone number that's on your statement. Something different than what a standard method would be from the scammer. So be very careful about that. I'll be quick on this. The next couple. Business cloud security fails are concerning as AI threats accelerate. That there's a number of things that they're looking at. 45% of organizations that were surveyed do not do regular audits or assessments to ensure their cloud environment is secured. 47 pointed to automated security tools when looking at how are you monitoring that. 46.5% said they rely on offerings from their providers, and only 45% said they do regular audits and assessments. So anyway, all of that is to say that if your organization has moved to the cloud, and most organizations have, and frankly should, I'm okay with that. That cloud infrastructure is an extension of your network. You can't just say, "Oh, it's in the cloud and you're safe." You're not. That cloud becomes an extension of your network, and you've got to take steps to keep it safe, just like you would your own network. That's on you to make sure that happens. So be sure that you're doing that. White House report has the details on all 11 major government data breaches in 2023. There's a lot of details on here. I'll just say that the number of cases rose from 1,832 to 3,135. That's a significant increase in cases. That's I don't know, what is that? 1,300 case increase, 1,300 cases increase year over year. So that's concerning. Not surprising. That's concerning, but that ranges from major breaches, which what the headline said is that there are 11, and that's also where users had used a system incorrectly. So an unauthorized use could be considered an issue as well, a case as well. So they're not all bad cases, but it's important to be tracking those cases, whether you're the government or you're a small business, so that you know those trends to know what to be on the lookout for as well. All right. And then last thing I want to highlight is this past week, I guess it was last week, not this week, last week, Apple announced some new things, and they are adding Apple Intelligence, which is, generative AI to Siri, to their smartphones. Android has something already. Microsoft has something. Google has something. I just add all of these things together to say that if you are using AI on your phone, on these devices, I don't know the details of them all yet, but just be careful about sharing personal or sensitive information with those, that AI component. I don't know where that data is being stored. I don't know how it's being stored, but be careful. I don't want you to end up sharing something on there that ends up being a data breach of your own personal information or of your organization's information as well. So just be careful about that. It's great. It's cool. I'm excited about it. But certainly, I want you to be careful so that you're not inadvertently sharing information that you shouldn't. All right, I'll stop there. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next week back here on 10 at 10. Thank you. Bye.